Price of new cars has hit a milestone.
What's driving car prices higher?
What are you hearing from consumers when they come in here?
Prices too high. Car prices seem to have been rising ever since COVID, and there's no turning back on that.
$80,000 trucks nobody wants. Dealers are desperate to move them. That sounds impossible, right? For years, trucks like the Ford F-150, Chevy Silverado, Ram 1500, and GMC Sierra Denali were treated like gold. Dealers could charge almost anything, and people still lined up to buy them. But now, something has changed. These same trucks are sitting on lots for 90 days, 120 days, even longer. Salesmen who used to act like they were doing you a favor are suddenly offering huge discounts. Some trucks are being marked down by thousands of dollars, and they still are not moving. And here is the scary part. The problem is not just the price, it is what happens after you sign. That $80,000 truck could lose a massive amount of value before you even finish your first year of payments. The engine under the hood may not be as bulletproof as the badge makes it look, and the people who actually need trucks for work have already started walking away. So what do dealers know that buyers are only now starting to realize? And if these trucks are really such a great deal, why is nobody buying them? Start with the price tag, because that is where the whole illusion begins. A pickup truck was supposed to be a tool, something you used to tow, haul, work, and get home. But somewhere along the way, Detroit turned the work truck into a rolling luxury lounge, then asked regular people to pay mansion money payments for it. In 2018, a loaded Ford F-150 Lariat was around $48,000. Today, a similar truck can push close to $70,000 before taxes, fees, insurance, interest, and all the little extras the dealer slides across the desk like they do not matter. Same badge, same basic purpose, same driveway. But now you are paying $20,000 more for a bigger screen, nicer stitching, heated everything, and software most owners will never use. And Ford is not alone. Ram has the 1500 Limited climbing into luxury SUV territory. Chevy has the Silverado High Country sitting near $80,000. GMC has the Sierra Denali Ultimate pushing numbers that used to belong to German sedans and beach condos. These are pickup trucks. They were never supposed to cost this much. Here is what nobody wants to say out loud. The truck did not become twice as useful. It did not suddenly tow twice as much for the average owner. It did not become twice as reliable. The price just climbed because manufacturers realized buyers were emotional. They realized people did not just want transportation. They wanted an image. They wanted height, chrome, leather, and a badge that made the driveway look successful. For a while, it worked. Buyers signed, lenders approved, dealers smiled. The monthly payment was stretched over 72 months, then 84 months, until the number looked just small enough to ignore the disaster underneath it. $1,000 a month for a truck started sounding normal. Not smart, not safe, just normal. But the rest of the math never disappeared. Insurance went up. Fuel stayed expensive. Interest rates climbed. And wages did not double just because truck prices did. So now the same trucks that looked unstoppable are sitting on dealer lots, waiting for buyers who are finally asking the question they should have asked years ago. Who is this really for? Because if you need a truck for work, this price makes no sense. If you need a truck to look successful, that success is being financed at 7% interest. And if you think the discount makes it safe, remember this. An overpriced truck marked down is still an overpriced truck. The sticker price is where the illusion starts. The loan is where the trap begins and stays quietly attached to your future for years after you leave. Now ask the question manufacturers hoped nobody would ask. Who is this truck for anymore? Because the person who needs a truck has started walking away. The contractor, the farmer, the landscaper, the guy pulling equipment before sunrise. He is not lining up to finance an $80,000 showroom trophy. He is buying used. He is hunting for older trucks with proven engines, cheaper parts, and payments that do not eat the whole month. That buyer understands something the industry forgot. A truck is supposed to make money easier, not make life harder. It is supposed to carry tools, tow trailers, survive bad roads, and start every morning without drama. It does not need massaging seats, giant screens, luxury stitching, and a payment that feels like rent. The working buyer looks at that window sticker and sees a trap with 4 doors and a bed. So who was left? The weekend warrior. The office guy who wanted to look rugged. The buyer who used the bed twice a year for mulch, furniture, or a cooler at a tailgate. For years, that buyer kept the machine alive. He liked the height. He liked the chrome. He liked the feeling of pulling into the driveway and seeing something huge, expensive, and impressive sitting there. Detroit built trucks for that feeling. Dealers sold that feeling. Banks financed that feeling for 7 long years. And for a while, nobody cared because everything felt easy. Trade values were high, credit was loose. People convinced themselves the payment was normal because everyone else was doing it too. But feelings do not pay insurance. Feelings do not fill the tank. Feelings do not cover a slow month at work or a repair bill that lands right after the warranty ends. And now, even the image buyer is looking at the numbers and stepping back. The same person who once wanted the biggest trim package is asking why a truck costs more than some starter homes used to. That is why dealers are stuck. Americans did not wake up hating pickups. They still love trucks. They just stopped loving the punishment attached to them. The payment is too high. The loan is too long. The resale value is too uncertain. And the people who once made these trucks disappear from lots are finally realizing the badge does not protect their bank account. The buyer disappeared because the fantasy got too expensive. The industry built a truck for ego, status, and easy credit. But the real truck buyer moved on, and the fake truck buyer is running out of money. That leaves dealers staring at rows of shiny inventory built for a customer who may not exist anymore. Now let us talk about the cost nobody feels on day one. Depreciation. That quiet little word dealerships hope you ignore while they keep you focused on the monthly payment. Because the payment is loud, it is right there on the paper. But depreciation works in silence. It does not call you. It does not warn you. It just eats the value of your truck every single month while the loan stays wrapped around your neck. Take an $80,000 truck. The salesman says the payment can work. The bank says you are approved. The truck is polished and sitting there looking like success. Then you drive it home. Before the new car smell is even gone, the value starts falling, fast. By the end of the first year, that truck can lose a painful chunk of its value. Not because you wrecked it, not because you abused it, just because it is now used. The same truck that looked powerful on the lot suddenly looks different when a dealer is appraising it as a trade. That is when the smile disappears. Here is where the trap gets ugly. Your truck might be worth $55,000, but your loan might still be sitting near $70,000. That gap is called negative equity. The industry uses clean words because clean words sound harmless. But what it really means is simple. You owe more than the truck is worth. You are trapped. Long loans make it worse. A 72-month or 84-month loan does not save you. It just stretches the pain out long enough to hide it. In the early years, most of your payment is fighting interest while the truck is losing value faster than you are paying it down. So when life changes, when your job slows down, when insurance jumps, when gas spikes, or when you simply realize the payment was a mistake, you cannot just walk away. You try to trade it. The dealer gives you a number that feels like an insult. You try to sell it. The buyer will not pay what you owe. You call the lender. They still want their money. That truck in your driveway is no longer freedom. It is a financial cage with chrome wheels. Before you walk into any dealership, download my free ebook, Avoid These 17 Cars in 2026. It breaks down the models that can drain your money through depreciation, repairs, insurance, and bad financing before you sign anything. Depreciation does not look scary at first. It looks like a new truck. It looks like approval. It looks like a discount. Then 3 years later, it looks like a debt you cannot escape. High prices would be bad enough if these trucks were bulletproof. But that is the part that makes this whole thing feel like a betrayal. Buyers are not just paying more than ever. They are paying more while taking on engines that are complicated, expensive, and sometimes less proven than the old motors they replaced. Start with Ford's 3.5-liter EcoBoost. On paper, it sounds smart. Smaller engine, twin turbos, strong power, better fuel economy. But owners know the sound nobody wants to hear. That cold start rattle. That metal chatter when the truck wakes up in the morning. Cam phasers have been a known problem, and when they fail, the repair bill does not feel small. You bought a truck that cost as much as a luxury car. Then it starts sounding sick before it even feels old. Then look at GM's 6.2-liter L87. This is the engine sitting in Silverados, Sierras, and other expensive GM trucks. Buyers thought they were getting strength. Instead, reports of lifter problems and major internal failures started following these trucks around like a shadow. Imagine paying $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 only to worry that the engine could become the most expensive part of your life after the warranty runs out. And ROM is not innocent either. The new Hurricane Straight 6 replaced the old Hemi in some models, but the long-term record is not there yet. That means early buyers are not customers. They are test subjects with monthly payments. Even Toyota, the brand people trusted for bulletproof trucks, got dragged into this mess with new Tundra engine problems. That one hit harder because Toyota buyers were not chasing drama. They were buying peace of mind. That is the hidden truth under the shiny hood. These trucks look tougher than ever, but the engines carry more risk than buyers realize. The badge looks strong. The screen looks modern. The salesman sounds confident. But confidence does not pay for a $4,000 repair. And once the warranty ends, that beautiful truck can turn into an expensive problem parked in your driveway. Now look at the dealer lots, because this is where the panic becomes visible. Rows of trucks sitting under the sun, discounted, advertised, and not moving. The same trucks dealers use to hide behind markups are now parked in long lines, waiting for buyers who keep driving past. A normal lot should not be drowning in inventory. Around 60 days of supply is manageable. But many dealers are sitting on trucks for 90 days, 120 days, sometimes longer. Some units have been there so long the only thing changing is the layer of dust and the size of the discount on the windshield. And every day that truck sits, the dealer pays. Most dealers do not own every vehicle outright. They finance the inventory through what is called floor plan financing. Simple version, the truck is costing them money while it sits there doing nothing. Interest keeps ticking. Space gets wasted. Newer models arrive. The old inventory gets colder. That is why the mood changed. 2 years ago, dealers acted like buyers were lucky to get a truck at all. They added markups. They refused to negotiate. They told people someone else would buy it by tomorrow. Now those same dealers are offering thousands off, sometimes $10,000, $15,000, even $20,000 off certain models, and the phones are quiet. This is not generosity. This is pressure. Manufacturers are feeling it too. Production slows down. Incentives come back. employee pricing suddenly appears for buyers. Everyone is trying to clear the lot without saying the obvious part out loud. They built too many expensive trucks for too few willing buyers. The industry made a bet. They bet Americans would pay anything for a pickup. They bet loyalty would beat math. They bet ego would beat the calculator. For a while, they were right. But math always comes back. Payments got too high. Interest got too painful. Fuel, insurance, and repairs stopped feeling manageable. Now the trucks are sitting there like evidence. Dealer lots are becoming truck graveyards, and every unsold pickup is proof that buyers stopped playing the game. Now comes the part current owners do not want to hear. If you bought a new truck in the last 2 years, there is a real chance the math is already broken. Not slightly uncomfortable. Broken. The truck in your driveway may be worth far less than what you owe, and that gap is not just a number on paper. It is the wall you hit when life changes. Here is how it happens. A buyer walks into a dealer and sees a beautiful late model pickup. Maybe it is an F-150, a Silverado, a Ram, or a Sierra. The sticker is painful, but the salesman works the payment until it looks possible. The lender approves it. The buyer signs. Everyone at the dealership smiles because the truck is gone. Then reality starts. The payment is high. Insurance is higher than expected. Fuel costs keep showing up every week. Maybe work slows down. Maybe overtime disappears. Maybe one repair bill hits at the worst possible time. Suddenly, that manageable payment is not manageable anymore. One missed payment becomes two. Two becomes phone calls. Then the truck that once made the driveway look successful is sitting in an auction lane under fluorescent lights. That is where private pain becomes public data. Late model pickups are showing up at auctions because people could not keep carrying the weight. And when those trucks sell, they often sell for less than what was owed. The bank gets what it can. The dealer already got paid. The manufacturer already counted the sale. The buyer is the one left holding the damage from everyone involved. And this is the part nobody explains clearly enough. Repossession does not always erase the debt. If the truck sells for less than the loan balance, the buyer may still owe the difference. So the truck is gone, the credit is damaged, and the bill can still follow them. That is not freedom. That is a financial trap with a tail. Even if you are not behind, your options may feel ugly. Keep paying and hope the engine holds. Trade it in and roll negative equity into the next loan. Sell it and write a check just to escape. None of those choices feel good because the mistake happened at the beginning, when the payment looked just small enough to say yes. The payment looked manageable. The approval came fast. The truck looked perfect. Then the math showed up. This is not a cooling market. This is the market exposing years of overpriced trucks, stretched loans, easy approvals, and emotional buying. The repo lot is not where the story starts. It is where the truth finally becomes impossible to hide. So what should a smart buyer do now? Start by understanding this. The truck market is broken, but you are not powerless. Dealers want you emotional. They want you staring at chrome, leather, lift kits, screens, and that big discount number on the windshield. But the only thing that protects you in this market is math. Do not fall in love with the discount. $15,000 off sounds huge until you realize the truck was overpriced by $20,000 to begin with. A bad deal with a discount is still a bad deal. The question is not how much they took off. The question is what this truck will really cost you after the handshake is over. Run the whole number: payment, insurance, fuel, maintenance, repairs, tires, registration, and depreciation. All of it. If the truck payment is $1,000, but insurance adds $300, fuel adds $400, and maintenance keeps creeping higher, that is not a truck payment anymore. That is a second rent payment parked outside. And stop shopping the trim before you research the engine. The screen does not matter if the powertrain is a problem. The leather does not matter if the repair bill can wipe out your savings. The badge does not matter if the truck spends more time at the dealer than in your driveway. Find out what is under the hood before you care what is on the grill. Avoid the long loan trap if you can. 72-month and 84-month loans are designed to make expensive trucks feel possible. But possible does not mean safe. The longer the loan, the longer you stay underwater. The longer you stay underwater, the harder it is to escape when life changes. And maybe the smartest move is the one dealers hate most. Walk away. Wait. Let the inventory sit. Let the discounts get real. Let the market punish the people who thought buyers would pay anything forever. Your silence becomes leverage when their lot keeps filling up. There are still good trucks out there. Some are used. Some are older. Some do not have giant screens or luxury packages. But they start every morning, cost less to insure, hold value better, and do the job a truck is supposed to do. That is what working buyers figured out first. A truck is not supposed to impress strangers. It is supposed to make your life easier. It should tow, haul, work, and get you home without becoming the biggest financial burden in your driveway. The new truck market punishes emotion now. So bring patience, bring research, bring a calculator. And if the numbers do not protect you, do not sign today. Here is where everything comes into sharp focus. The $80,000 truck era is not ending because manufacturers suddenly found a conscience. It is ending because buyers finally stopped showing up. Prices climbed too high. Loans stretched too long. Engines became too risky. Depreciation became too brutal. And the people who once kept this machine alive started looking at the numbers instead of the badge. Dealer lots are full for a reason. Those trucks did not become unwanted overnight. They became unwanted one payment, one repair story, one insurance quote, and one upside-down trade in at a time. The same industry that told buyers these trucks were worth any price is now discounting them, slowing production, and pretending this was all part of the plan. But this was not a plan. This was greed meeting reality. The dealer may smile, the discount may look massive, the monthly payment may look possible if they stretch it far enough. But none of that changes the truth. A truck that traps you for 7 years is not a good deal just because they took money off the sticker. A truck that loses value faster than you can pay it down is not freedom. A truck with a questionable engine is not security. It is risk with leather seats. The working buyers figured this out first. They walked away from the new lots. They bought used. They paid less. They kept older trucks running. They slept at night while everyone else chased chrome, screens, and approval. Before you step onto any lot, download my free ebook, Avoid These 17 Cars in 2026. Read it before you sign anything, because the most dangerous cars are not always the ones that look broken. Sometimes they are the ones sitting under bright lights with a discount on the windshield. The best deal is not the truck with the biggest markdown. It is the one that still makes sense 5 years later. And if the numbers do not make sense before you buy it, they will not magically make sense after the repo man knows your address.